Hello and welcome to tonight's session of the Dungeon Initiative. I hope you're all having a great weekend. I'm joined here by the Initiative themselves. Lafaye, why are you going to turn off the camera right as we start? How you guys all doing?
Sorry.
Alright. Well, we can go ahead and
Doing
jump
pretty
right into
good.
this. What was that?
Doing pretty good, Effie. How about you?
Doing good. You know, just playing the Sea of Thieves over on Twitch. Also restreaming on Kick, so if you're on Kick, you can do Kick as well. We went to the mall today, and we all got to try a gum fruit.
The mall?
It was freaking
Gum
insane. So that was fun. I got to see my dad, saw my mom on the phone, and now we're here ready to continue our epic quest, epic adventure. Anybody have anything to throw in for tonight before we start?
Let's see. I'm unsure of my attendance for next week's weekend's session. I'm going to be moving,
Okay.
Hey, that's
Okay.
what I'm doing this weekend.
so we're actually having we're living in a house finally rather than a fucking apartment.
I was gonna say
Whoa.
you're trading places with Hugh now. Hugh's about to be done moving, and now you're gonna be moving now.
But I will do my best and try my best to be a part of next weekend's session because that's not going to stop me.
Well, just as usual, just stay in touch. Let us know what's going on. Something changes, we'll see you Sunday. Otherwise,
If the world was fire, then maybe I'll hold away.
at worst, I'm thinking instead of just completely canceling, we can do a quick one-shot adventure for anybody who is there on Sunday, and we'll make it like something ridiculous too.
Level 20 characters.
Sure, that'd be great.
Wait,
Sure.
oh my god, hold on. Level 20 characters, they're all trying to fight over the deck of many things, and every time they come into the possession of one of the deck itself, they have to draw a card. Kind of like a Russian roulette with a deck of many things.
That'd actually be chaotic as hell. Let's see. We are down one person, as far as I can tell, unfortunately. We are in a place. We are in a place where their characters getting close to Sweetwater or other locations. The time adjustment, you guys are still a little bit behind. Some of you are like a couple days ahead in your journey. So we gotta fill some filler to some degree to kind of make sense of the timeline eventually. So, in the meantime, are we ready to begin?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
last week,
Absolutely.
Hugh exited the city of Sunriva, having run into a couple of shady people and a lovely elf named Serena.
I don't know if she was lovely, but she's definitely jaw dropping.
Yeah, you made your way through the city with her and eventually drank another blue potion that teleported you to a new place. We are sitting before what looks like a lord of a very large mansion. My notes just flipped the screen again. Going back down. Let's see.
I believe he said it was the Lord of the North.
Yes.
That was Sweetwater.
Eddard, you woke up in the end house, and you were helped by a nice family. Lafaye, you prevented Reeza from starting another side quest, repeated adventure.
Yep.
Zoe, you were relaxing during your session most of the time, and you met a new friend named the Bagman. Eventually settling on a name. Vulcan. There it is. And from there, Fen, you fended off the night knockers. Well, helped fend off um, the the the, the shambling shack, along with all the other skinwalkers. Teamed up with Sam and the night knockers, and then eventually found your way to Zoe. And that's, I think, where we ended the session that night.
Yeah, everybody joined in to the little safe area that Zoe and Eris, as well as Biscuit, was.
Yes. All right. Let me go ahead and pick up from. Let's see. Eddard and Lafaye. You're out in the courtyard, or have you guys thought about where you want to start up from, or where you're gonna go from here?
She's just gonna be at the courtyard.
Reeza would be there with you, along with Ona. Bullet would be there as well, along with Crag and Window Liquor. Eddard, what are you doing?
I actually can't remember. Was I supposed to talk to Godfrey about something?
Something that he kind of just said, maybe we can catch up for a minute. But he kind of brushed it off and said his goodbyes that night.
I guess I'll go talk to Godfrey then to pick up from there. I don't know.
So entering that hall, you see that it's a little bit busier with more people having come in from the castle grounds, and some of the guards are also having their breakfast. You don't see Godfrey, but you do see Jada sitting up at the throne. The blonde rose gold daughter.
Go over towards. Have you seen where my brother is?
She's licking her fingers. Your brother?
I forgot she's stupid, right? Godfrey.
Oh! I'm sorry. I think he's in his room.
Thank you. I'm gonna start heading over there. I actually completely forgot that she was like that.
Bye! Just goes back to her food. So you go around and you get to the door. It just comes open. You see the hallway going down with the two sets of doors on either side. You know that the main door at the very end is the king's room. So going up to it, you just go in.
I mean, I'll knock.
All right. At first, you do not hear anything, and then you hear some shuffling, like somebody's putting stuff away on the other side, and you hear Godfrey call out, "Hello? Yes."
It's Ed.
Oh, just 1 second, okay? And you hear more shuffling going around, and then you can make out the sound of something almost like granite on concrete. Opens the door, and you see that he's still wearing his bathrobe, looking his hair is still a bit of a mess. And he's just "Hey, where'd you go?"
Went to town. Are you in here with someone?
No. It's just me.
Insight check.
The way you stare at me right before you do an insight check, I know when you're going to ask for the insight check.
I want to know how obvious he's being. 19.
You can tell that he's nervous.
It's fine, you don't really have to tell me. So about last night, what we were talking about.
Well, I mean, I guess we can start with how long do you think you're going to be in town for?
Might actually be moving out just soon here, but
Like, soon, end of the day, or next few minutes? Like, I know you have a quick way of getting around these days.
I mean, that all depends, like, what kind of information we can kind of get right now. So we're kind of having trouble, I think I mentioned this to you last night, we're having trouble finding the rest of our group. Kind of got split off.
Where's the last place that you guys were?
Desperado.
Oh, yes, that's right, you mentioned that. Yeah, it's kind of a dead zone right now. What are you in need of? Do you, like, need...
Yeah, it's a real dead zone out there. I kind of forget that I tell him everything that we saw out there.
Not in detail. You just kind of, like... Can you stop? No.
I want to watch Wednesday.
Vete pa' allá. What was your question again?
I'm pretty sure like last night, like I told him, but like in character, I didn't really go over everything in detail.
Yeah, we haven't had much communication with those people. Their mayor seems to kind of gone MIA, like maybe about a month ago.
You do realize there's no one left over there, right?
No one left? What do you mean?
The entire town's deserted. They either ran away or they were taken prisoner.
That can't be right. And like he like turns away from you and he's just kind of in thought.
How in the loop are you in things with your spies and other lords?
I mean, I know I have a couple of people out in the fields, a couple of people in the north, City of Knot, within the very Silverstein estate. Most of them have communicated, but like I said, I haven't heard from the mayor in some time. But a whole town missing?
The mayor's in hiding right now because he's the only one left.
He's hiding there?
Yeah, but I wouldn't really recommend sending anyone there by themselves. Like, it's overrun by demons, dead.
Well, if your friends are there, what are the chances that they're still there?
They're not. They left. I don't know where they went.
So why would I send you back there? Do you have a plan? Do you need people?
I need to know if your spies can send word on anything. Or if you have some way to track them. That'd make things a little bit easier.
Where were you guys originally headed?
I mean, originally we were trying to find bandits on the road. So there was really no set destination except going towards Desperado.
I might have one communication I can reach out to. And have one other person I can send. To find out where your friends are. That part of the world, you know how it is. I'll get on it right now. I'll send out some sort of note to them, let them know what's going on. Maybe they can figure out what your friends are in the process.
Alright, while you're at them, meantime, I'm gonna find my own way to clear them. Unless you need me to stick around.
Well, you can't go back to Desperado. Maybe you could just wait here, and we'll eventually hear back from my guys.
Okay.
You have anything else to do? Or did you want to go do something else? He, like, turns away and, like, just goes over to his desk.
So he's doing the NPC movements where they just...
No, he's watching you. Like, that tension, that nervousness is still over him. And he, like, finally, like, sits down and starts digging through a drawer. I know there's a pen here somewhere, something I can write with. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Louder.
15. 15.
So with a 15, you do notice that there's an ink and quill just sitting right there on his desk. And he's just like looking around, turns his chair around.
How do you feel about Rose Gold?
Oh, Rose Gold? He's actually, I'm waiting for him to actually get here so he can help me with things. Like, oh, here it is. And he finally goes over and sits down, grabs a quill. And he just starts to write. Huh?
There was like a sudden change on the screen here. It looks like it was...
Like someone jumped in?
Zoe's thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it, yeah. Yeah, he finally starts to write. And he's like writing really slow. Looks
You
up.
alright there? Does he seem a lot more nervous now, or just as nervous as since I got here?
It seems like nerves and frustration.
You want me to leave?
Where the hell have you been? You show up here in the middle of the night. I haven't seen you since it all happened. Rose Gold's helping me. He's done more than you or anybody else has done in the last year.
To be honest, I don't really have a good excuse for not being here for the last year right now. But but I'm here now. Like, what? Just tell me what I can do to help you.
Go find your friends and make sure they don't start any more trouble. I'm doing my best to make sure the initiative can stay around. But the world's closing in.
I'm gonna go till they start leaving the rooms. Before I step out, I just kind of turn toward him, just let him know. Don't put all your faith in Rose Gold. I don't think he has the best of intentions for everyone here. And then he leaves.
That's me going off information Franklin told me.
Alright, where are you headed from there?
Oh, I didn't realize it was still on.
We got some time to get through tonight, man.
I guess I'll go toward wherever Lafaye's at.
Yeah, Lafaye's still out in the courtyard last you checked. Reeza and Owen are kind of like playing around with the wolves and such. Lafaye, you see Eddard approaching.
Oh, fancy seeing here. Wait, seeing you here? Jesus, I cannot talk. Fancy seeing you here.
She said, fancy seeing you here.
Yeah. Sorry. English.
Alright, I already talked to my brother to try to see if he can help us find everyone else, but in the meantime, we're gonna have to find our own way to get to them. By any chance, do you or Reeza know of any ideas how we can use to track them?
Reeza's just like over in the corner. Oh no, look! It's a butterfly!
Oh, jeez.
I'll look over. Do you guys have any ideas on how to track them?
Who did you turn
I
to?
looked at the wolves.
The wolves are all... You know that picture of like the what's the name of the three-headed dragon from Godzilla? Ghidorah. You know, like the one where it's like super serious, the other one's like concerned, and the other one's just stupid. There it is.
Okay. Unless we can find some way to track them down to find them faster. Like, I can't really think of anything else for us right now. Unless you just want to get supplies and stuff.
Yeah, it's supplies.
Move over here.
Alright, so you guys are just gonna go scout out for supplies and stuff?
Oh.
We'll say you kill about an hour going out for supplies, okay? Make a list of everything you guys are looking for and just send it to me, each one of you, and then I'll just go ahead and notate it, and then I'll tell you how much gold it's worth. So while you guys are taking the town, let's see, y'all. Fen, what?
Oh, we can get back to it later. It's just I just thought now that.
Can it be incorporated into the shopping day?
Probably at the end of it.
Okay, solid. Quick, what do you want? That's my stuff.
I also watching the iPhone.
Go over there.
I'm gonna be right here.
Sure. Fen and Zoe.
Yes.
Here.
We cut to the group in the morning, traveling south at this point. The night knockers have recovered well enough. Some of the guys that were unconscious before, having rested overnight, woke up and you guys fixed each other a pretty decent breakfast and spent time together. Sam, however, traveling close by to you, he's had some concerns about where you guys are headed. Up to you guys how much you want to, indulge him with information and such. Meanwhile, Eris is just running around ahead of you guys, leading the way as usual.
Sam's concerned about where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the sheriff whether or not.
Are we really doing that right now?
Yes.
Why? Okay. Hi. That terrified me. Zoe's gonna be explaining to Sam and the Night Knockers, what Eris has been like, what's been going on to Eris and what Eris has explained to her, so that they can actually be like caught up to speed of her little mini journey that she's been on.
Alright, so you recount to the group what's been going on, right?
Yep.
Some of them are like looking bewildered and confused, except for like Sam and some of his closest like Night Knockers. They're like paying attention to your story, and Sam is the first to kind of like think it over. Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I thought we were looking for fire people, not fire foxes. And he looks right over at Eris, who's just like ditzy and happy, leading the way for you guys.
In technicality, they're more fire spirits that used to be either the people or the foxes that I've seen.
Oh. Do we all get one? He's like looking around at everybody in the Night Knockers group.
I don't see why not.
Hmm.
We are heavily unsure if they would actually want to be with you, but you could always ask them.
He like looks at you when you say you, and is like, what that's supposed to mean?
But like he could see on her face, she's like heavily confused because of how she met her fox.
Well, have you ever been to the place that it's taken us to? Like, how do you... He, like, leans in. How do you know it's not, like, leading us to our doom?
Finner kind of like leans in as well. That's the fun part about it. Never actually knowing whether or not we're heading to our doom wherever we go.
He, like, looks around at the Night Knockers, then back at you. Well, we lost one already. We gotta be careful.
Of course. I mean, you would have lost more if I wasn't around, if you think about it.
I mean, I think we held our own. You know, we just needed the extra muscle.
My point exactly. And that is why I'm kind of asking you guys for your help on this. The extra muscle would be pretty nice.
I mean, like, we're already here. I'm just asking for details to know what we're dealing with.
Well, honestly, you know as much as we know. There's maybe a group also somewhere in the... Okay.
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 Just, the chicken tasted odd.
Spicy?
No, odd.
There's maybe a group of people that we did notice strangely dressed, if I recall. Them or something? Effie?
They were dressed in what?
What were those, the four guards that we ran into before? What were they dressed in?
Oh, like the red and black armored people out there. And then there was the one on the horse.
Fenrir doesn't know about that one.
Okay, then yeah, I think that was just or Zoe that saw that.
I think for Zoe, she was actually being chased down by a group of them, though, without Fenrir.
Yes.
So when Fenrir started like explaining that, she looked at him. I was being followed for a while. One of them showed off that same flame as what was corrupting Eris. What? Take the bowl, boy. Jesus.
Yeah, Sam's like just kind of like listening to you guys discuss this and just kind of shrugs it off like, all right, well, we're already out here. Guys, keep your eyes open for any weird-looking freaks in red. And like you see the night knockers spread out a little bit and kind of keep their eyes on the rear a little more.
Zoe's gonna pat Biscuit and smile at him. Are you doing well, my friend?
I'm fine. Just wondering where Yuri is.
You're not the only one.
The further away we get, the less of a connection I feel.
Fenrir looks over at Sam and then like back at Biscuit. Sam, didn't you say Yuri was heading to Sweetwater?
Biscuit looks over at Sam with like a side eye. And Sam looks over at Biscuit, raises eyebrows. Yeah, that was it. That's true. And Biscuit like looks over at Zoe and says, "Do you happen to have a full carrot?"
She just looks at him and that's a good question.
Wait, did you say blue carrot?
Yes, we're definitely making a blue carrot.
It's like a blue shell.
Interesting.
It'll give it more stamina.
Interesting.
New magic item is being made. It's canon.
Yeah, Biscuit reaches his face into your bag and starts to kind of dig around for something to eat.
Excuse me.
Nom, 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 nom.
She pulled on his mane. You did not say please.
Does he have anything in his mouth?
So he does have an apple that was in her bag.
Yeah, you pull him back, he crunches it in one bite, and then he says, "Bon voyage," and then he takes off south.
Aren't you a little shit?
Effie's pour away. to get
get rid of Biscuit.
Okay, guys, Biscuit is my new favorite character. Just the Bon Voyage and just the zoom.
Bon Voyage deserves a Pop Funko. Or Biscuit deserves a Pop Funko.
Yep, he does.
Please.
A running horse, and it just says Bon Voyage Biscuit.
Or if anything, we just I can even try to like draw Biscuit holding like an apple in his mouth, and on the bottom it says Bon Voyage.
Don't forget the hands. Can't forget the hands.
He does not have hands.
Oh no, not the cursed one. But that'd be so cute, and then just put it on like a shirt.
Yeah.
That could be like the D&D
No,
shirt.
even better. Put it on the butt of pants.
On a...
I'm never gonna let that go. Yeah, Biscuit taking off, zips on through the forest and out of sight. Sam and the others just kind of like watching this happen. Sam's like, "Did we just lose our ride?"
I'll be fine.
Oh.
I mean, we couldn't fit 12 people on a horse.
Yeah, but you can fit a horse and 12 people.
I'm not
We
gonna
were gonna
question
eat the
this.
horse.
Look, desperate times call for desperate measures sometimes.
I will put all of you in a box if you touch the horse.
Look, I wasn't gonna eat it now. It's just like if worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, I will make you a flower.
Are
And
you
you will
volunteering yourself? We need meat to survive.
Oh my god, there's probably a skinwalker that we can kill to eat its meat.
Ew, disgusting. Do you know how those taste? They probably are dry like toilet paper. What? What?
Fenrir, they're wondering how to rehydrate Skinwalker.
He looks up at Fenrir. Come on, big guy. You're on my side with this one.
And Zoe's just giving him like the side eye.
He boosts your confidence. so even with Zoe staring at you, it just feels like a normal stare down.
And you just notice that her ear flicks, and she's like, you know what?
Your boys are at your back.
Fenrir. Obviously, that's what you would do. Side with him.
I mean,
and she's just gonna walk ahead, following Eris. What do I care? They're just gonna go die in the forest.
We're just gonna go die in the forest. Zips around the forest.
I was just trying to think about how to rehydrate Skinwalker flesh.
That sounds disgusting. Think about what you're saying. They hang out in like the middle of a fucking bog. They gotta be soaking it in like tea.
Yeah, but what do you think jerky is? They dehydrate jerky down to a certain extent.
Jerky's delicious. Jerky's delicious. Just thinking about eating a fucking skinwalker, if it doesn't make your skin crawl, you might be even eating a person. No, I definitely listen. I know she's humanoid, but she's still a fox, right?
Sam.
I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. I would never. And then like one guy in the back, I might. Shut up. I would never allow myself or my guys to actually do it. But I'm just saying, you know?
She's also humanoid, like I am.
Humanoid. Doesn't mean that, you know? Gotta be some rules in there.
Oh. Where is it? I was looking for something specific.
Oh god.
you have a Khajiit in the back looking around, like looking at Sam, his boss, like shit. He's in backseat.
What do you think?
Oh shit.
No, not yet. One.
So yeah, Fed, he's just talking food with you.
Schmate.
He kind of like looks back at the night knockers and then at Sam. You guys got any bow and arrows?
Well, of course. Some of them pull out crossbows. Others have like some of them are strapped to their wrists.
All right. I guess because the way we're heading, I feel like we're getting kind of farther out of the bog. That is what it feels like, right? Is it getting drier and drier as we go?
Yeah, the further south you push, it's still there. There's a lot of dead trees, but little by little you're starting to see a little more life. Maybe about an hour ago, since you guys started traveling, you passed over the road, the main road. So Eris is like taking you over and out in during the day. And it is getting clearer skies as well, so there's not as much of a heavy mist around you guys.
Double check something. Because of my background, I have this feature called Wanderer. I'm basically able to find fresh water, food, at least track animals properly.
Okay.
I just want to, as we're going, I want to keep an eye out for maybe tracks of deer or rabbits or like animals that are, as we're progressively leaving the bog, we should start seeing.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, 27.
With a 27, you do spot rabbit tracks in the forest, and you also do spot further out. There are some deer tracks as well, especially further south that you guys are traveling.
Fenrir checks the tracks, making sure that they're heading the right direction, and making sure that they're kind of crossing the paths of where they're heading to.
I mean,
looks back at Sim,
most of them deviate in different directions.
but it's in the gym.
So if you're looking for rabbits or anything, general direction, yes. Deer tracks, specifically the closest ones, are leading you off a little further southwest. So deviating a little further away.
Okay. Fenrir kind of looks at Sam. If you want to, or if I can borrow two of your guys, I can head this direction. It looks like there's some deer out this way.
Sam looks over at two of his guys and kind of waves them over. It's a elder looking gentleman with gray hair. He refers to him as Edgar, John is that gentleman, and then the other one is Edgar the Tabaxi, the one that was kind of looking around when you guys were discussing humanoid creatures and such. He walks up. He's just like, "Hi."
You good at hunting?
Very good. As long as it's not my own kind. And then he looks over at Sam. It was just theoretical, okay? It was just theoretical. Would you do it for the group? And he just stares at him.
Jesus. Well, let's go get some deer and hopefully prevent that.
Alright, so you're taking John and Edgar, the Tabaxi.
Yeah. Hopefully not too far off the beaten path, and once again, the Wanderer feature, I should be able to find my way back to them fairly easily.
Solid. While you're out there, make a D100 roll.
Yep. 79.
Alright. As you guys go out, tracking your prey, Fen, make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. 22.
Solid. So you guys go out and begin to do your hunt. Edgar like spreads out a little bit, kind of, like quickly moving a little bit further ahead of you guys, using his senses, sniffing the air, and he like books it in a specific direction. He's like, "Come, come." You follow after?
Yeah.
All right. You follow him off, and you track your prey. Zoe, you and the rest of the group continue on. Make a perception check. Actually, make a T100 check first.
$22.
Solid.
You rolled?
No, I said 79.
Oh, I thought you rolled a 22.
Go ahead and make a wisdom save as well. That was really weird.
23.
Solid. So, for the most part, everything seems normal. And then, eventually, Eris kind of like starts to bounce up and down excitedly. And he turns to you and he's just like, "We're getting close. When do you think the others are going to be back?"
To be truthful, I do not know. Knowing Fenrir, probably not long.
Alright. Fen. You are out there with Edgar, and eventually you come across the deer, maybe a little over 50 feet out in front of you guys. Its back is turned to you, and Edgar's kind of looking at you, and he's just like, "Shall we flank it from either side?"
Yeah, try to get around it, make sure that we can corner it.
Right. And he takes out his crossbow, and slowly pulls it back, setting his arrow, and then he looks over his shoulder. "Where's John?" And looking around, you realize that the gentleman John is not with you guys.
Not good.
Where could he have gone?
Wasn't he just right behind us?
Zoe,
Yes.
you hear from the back of your group, on one of the guys is just like kind of like looking around, and he goes, "Joey, what are you doing?" And when he like locks eyes on the guy, he's wandering off in the direction Fen and the others went. The guy just seems to kind of be like walking off in the forest.
I'm not a babysitter.
"What's going on?" says Eris, hopping over.
I think they heard their friend, but I know that one went with Fenrir.
So John and Edgar went with Fenrir. There's another guy named Joey, who's just wandering off into the forest right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sam kind of like runs off after him, and he's just like, "You guys stay on the road." What do you do?
I'm not a babysitter.
You're not a babysitter. You can leave it alone. Sam like catches up to the guy, and you can see from your perspective he's like pushing on this guy, right? Fen and Edgar's like stood up, and he's just like, "You go after the deer, I'll go find John."
No. Might be a little too risky.
Both of us go find John.
Yeah.
And he like puts the crossbow onto his back, and then takes out these like very long, gnarly looking daggers, and he's just like, "Let's go!" And he like runs off in the direction you guys started from. He's like looking around for any sort of tracks. Go ahead and make a perception check as well if you'd like.
What was that?
You can make a perception check as well if you'd like.
Okay.
A 12. I'm
I
sorry.
rolled low because of her.
It's my fault.
What did you do? Reach into the digital...
I touched the dice. That's what I did.
What, you rolled it for him?
Yeah.
Ignore that one.
Oof.
He took my phone.
So, we take 12. The two of you are like have gone back to a point where the trail had started, and it doesn't seem like anything gives any obvious trail. Like you see where the three sets of footprints went up, and then the two of you had deviated. His track just kind of ends, and Edgar's like scratching his head like confused. Where could he have gone? But it's here, since you guys went back, that you notice that Sam is like struggling to push Joey. And Joey's just like walking straight.
I think I'm just gonna look up.
Look up?
Yeah, just in case.
It's a beautiful, slightly misty sky.
Okay. There's no trees or anything like that above us.
Not really a whole lot. This very sparse open area here. Again, it's a mix of like dead trees and like a few more lives. The further south, you can see that it gets very lush, but the direction you guys were headed was west.
And where we're standing is where the feet the steps disappeared at.
Yeah, it's close to the trail where Eris was leading you guys. Or the rest of the party, I should say. Sam continues to struggle against the guy. Like, Joey, what are you doing? Stop moving! And then Joey kind of does one of these, like a sway, and then like Sam loses his balance and like rolls on the ground. What the hell? And now he's like kind of walking straight towards you, Fen.
Non-lethal. Can I just knock him out?
Yeah. I'll let you just go ahead and you swing, smack him in the head. He goes down and he's just out.
Or kind of like looks at him, then like looks the direction where he was going.
You just see that in that particular direction. Remember how I was explaining that from the north to the south, like there's more life in the southern area, and then the further north it's kind of deadish?
Yeah.
You notice that like straight west, like going out, it seems to kind of like becoming a little more lush in that direction as well. But oddly enough, it sticks out because it's like bright green colors and other types of like plantation growing in there.
Like this. At least this seems a little odd.
have to go find him before something happens. Sam just like picks up Joey. He's like, hold on, I'll take him back to the group. I'll join you guys. And he like brings him over. Zoe, you see Sam like coming over to the rest of the group, who takes Joey and like rests him up against a rock, and they kind of tend to him. Sam takes his sword out and goes back to join Fen. What are we waiting for? We got a friend out there again.
Yeah. Fenrir's gonna start walking towards the lush green.
Alright. As you begin to walk into this area, you start to kind of like, at first it's like very normal, and then like the lighting becomes really bright the further in you go. It's reminiscent to the wildlife you saw in the north. And it's... Go ahead.
Like Feywild, correct?
Yes. Sam's kind of looking around at it. Edgar's like admiring some of the plants that he sees, and he's just like, I've never seen such wildlife like this. Where are we? It's like we just stepped into a fairy tale.
This is just like in the north. We found a place like this, kind of an oasis.
You slowly begin to hear the rush of like water. It's not long before you guys come to like this, almost like a plateau, right?
Yeah.
And you notice like it has like a drop, and you notice that standing at the very edge of it is John. And John's just kind of standing there with his arms like stretched to the sides, just kind of like staring out.
Yeah.
Sam's.
John?
You alright, man? You alright? And John like slowly turns his head, and you notice that his eyes have like a white glaze to them, and he's just like, she's trying to show me something. It's beautiful. I just have to take one more step.
On the immediate reaction of hearing him say that, Fenrir's gonna run as quickly as he can and knock him out and pull him from the cliff.
Make a dexterity check. No strength required, because he is kind of not himself or in control of himself.
Natural 20, baby. Let's go.
Solid. So like he does the thing, he sees you coming, smiles, and he leans forward, and as he's going into the drop, he's about to just plunge, and then you just manage to grab him by the ankle and swing him back up. No, please. It's okay. You don't have to stop me. And you like grab him. You gonna do the knockout punch?
Yeah, the just like sleeper hold and be like, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Quickly Edgar comes over, like grabs him. What is happening? He's like looking around. You can make a perception check if you want to try to see what he may have been seeing.
Second natural 20 in a row.
Nice. You're taking all the 20s. It's tonight. It's Fen's night. Last week was Hugh. Yeah, you kind of like peer over, and you can see that this drop kind of goes, like way more than 100 feet. Like it seems heavy. But at the bottom, you notice that there's a pool of water running out of the side of the cliff, right?
Mm-hmm.
and it pools down at the bottom, and you can see that there seems to be what looks like women swimming around, and they're kind of looking up, waving. And as you're like kind of like focusing in on them, right? You kind of see past the bullshit and realize there's some sort of sirens.
Huh.
But they're too far, and you guys did not fall under the spell, so. Sam kind of like stepping up next to you. I almost kind of want to just jump, you know?
Really?
I mean,
Kind of like,
it can't be the worst way to go, right?
kind of like jokingly like nudges him.
No, please, stop. Okay, we're going back, before anything.
I think
Fucking
I'll leave the jump down there.
I can't, you know, it seems appealing, you know, but first you gotta hit the
Chicken.
bottom. First you gotta hit the bottom, you know? I'll go if you go.
I think I'd survive.
Same time?
No. Nice try, Sam.
No, I would literally go with you. Like, we can hold hands if it makes you feel better. I'll do it if you do it.
Let's get John back.
Okay. He's like, as he's like walking next to you back towards the rest of the group, he like kind of just says, I won't tell Zoe. Alright. We cut over to Hugh, who's currently seated at the table within this room.
Yes, I'm in a room full of nobles, or a noble at least.
A noble at the moment. He's sitting on one side of the table, kind of looking you over. He's allowed you to sit on the opposite end, and people have brought out like pork roasts and, you know, whatever else you want to eat. Don't make my brain flex on the meal. It looks fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But
And
seated there, yes, it's been made blatantly aware that it's free food.
Oh, I'm just scarfing my face.
Yeah, Serena's sitting to like the right of you, like in the middle of the table, and then the left side is just like there's a chair there, but no one's seated there. And again, the Lord's just kind of like leaned back, like looking you over. And you're just scarfing food down, right?
Yeah, I'm just eating my fill.
You know, Serena's there, slicing up her steak with a knife. She looks over at you. I knew you would have this energy about you. Do you like it here?
This is some good food. Good wine too. Oh yeah.
You can have as much as you like. Tell me, friend, what may I call you?
Call me Hugh. Humongous.
Is that humongous for a humongous appetite?
No, I've got a big sock drawer.
Oh. He like leans onto the table. Have you considered crossing swords before? And he gives you like this like piercing gaze across the table. And Serena like is like halfway through her wine and she that would be a sight. Continues to eat. Picks up part of the steak and just but the Lord continues to watch you.
Okay. So, thanks for getting me to Sweetwater.
I didn't even realize you had to come here. You coming for work?
Yeah.
Maybe to live here?
You could say some work. I gotta find some friends of mine. They were supposed to meet me here.
The Lord kind of looks at you and says, "Tell me about your friends."
They're I'm really extremely vague with them, just because again I don't trust him
Right.
because I don't like authority, you could say. So I'm being very vague, just explaining everybody what they kind of look like, and a small little bit of their backstory, but not much. Nothing to give them away of who they are or what they do.
Yeah, Serena's just like, "Oh, come on. You don't have to be so modest. I saw the way you fight. You have to have a humongous group of friends."
Quite the opposite. I've got a small group of good friends.
Usually for the best. And he raises his glass. And you notice it's the first time he actually like picks up anything from his side of the table. So, toasting you, he takes the glass and takes his sip, and then he starts to work on his own meal.
Okay.
About halfway through this, if you're not choosing to say anything, he is very silent, every once in a while looking up towards you and looking at her. A waiter will come through and top your glasses. One of them in particular is this younger looking woman, and her hair is tied back into these pigtails, and you notice her hair is this bright pink color.
Okay.
She's very timid, and when she brings the glass out, she's just like, "Is that good enough?"
That's great, thank you.
She leaves the room.
And I do a little peek at her behind.
And
do a little peek around, kind of lean back and look. Nice.
Yeah, he notices you look, and he just says, "You like women."
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't indeed? Tell me, what do you think of Serena? And she props herself up.
She's a very respectable young lady.
Oh.
Even though I know her profession. Very innocent to an extent.
Her profession? Have you been spreading lies again? And she kind of goes, "That was just a cover-up. Do I really look like I'm that bad of a girl?"
No. But I've seen people who look like something that they're completely not, and that's what they were.
Tell me, Hugh, do you like money?
I like money.
You like food, you like women, you like money. We have a lot in common, I'd say. The maid who just came in. You fancy her?
She's pretty. She's cute. Yes.
When he looks right over at Serena, "Do you fancy Hugh here?" And she kind of shyly looks between the two of you. "A little bit." Oh, Serena. Making friends. Well, I don't want to keep you both here too long. I was expecting her to be here, so I fixed this whole thing up. But now that you're here, well, there's a few things that we can do here, Hugh. Would you like to hear them now, or would you like to finish your meal?
Lay it on to me. Let's hear them now.
So, as Lord of the North of Sweetwater, I'm charged with a couple of transactions that need to be worked. Recently we lost the Lord of the South, and that leaves an open spot. In the meantime, we pick up the slack, and we're in need of new hands. And I'm willing to pay you handsomely.
How handsomely is handsomely?
You'll have a place to stay. You'll have payment. Arranged through, we'll call it a salary. Bonuses are kept for anything that you might have to confiscate. Unless said otherwise by myself or the other lords, you can keep your plunder.
So
Along
what
with,
you're telling me is I'm the tax man.
you know the business too well, don't you?
I've met a couple of them in my lifetime.
Well, I have a couple of, let's call them tests. If you agree to run these tests for me, I may even have a new spot for you here within my mansion. Maybe, perhaps, you'll walk into your room one day and you'll find something you fancy, sitting on your bed. Maybe a meal, a platter on the side. You see, the people who work for me get to live like me.
Sure, why not?
I'm glad you agreed to it. Most people don't like the second option.
What's the second option? I'm curious now.
The second option is we drag you down under the house, and we got a whole setup there for people who disobey or follow into my house without invitation. But seeing as Serena brought you in, you get the offer. And he raises his glass again. Do you pledge yourself, my friend, to work for the Lords of Sweetwater?
Out of distaste of what he does, but not wanting to, get whacked. Yes. Yeah. Sure, I pledge myself.
Fantastic. Do you need the rest now, or maybe have some time to go take care of a quick favor for me?
Let me have a little rest. I can start it tomorrow. All right.
Fantastic. Serena will show you to your room.
To her room. Oh.
I said your room, but
I know, but you're about to say her
I
room.
know. He takes the last bite of his steak, finishes his glass, looks over at Serena. Behave now. And Hugh, before we get comfortable with wandering the mansion, there's a few things you need to know. Not everyone else knows that you're supposed to be here. So I wouldn't go wandering around on your own until you've done a couple of favors and gotten to know the rest of the people here.
Okay.
Now that that's said, welcome. And he exits the room. Serena looks right over at you. Should I show you your room?
Yes, please.
Alright. She leads you out of this main room into the hallway, and you see that the carpet is like this red and black design. What looks like a family crest, and the letter N at the intersection that she crosses. That has a set of stairs that leads off to the right, and you can see that it opens up into what looks like a very large room downstairs. And as you keep following her, you see there's another set of stairs that connects with the other end.
Okay.
But she leads you to the end of this hall to the left, and there's a door there that's already open. She encourages you to walk in. And what you see is a well-decorated room, kind of matching the same carpet design from out in the hallway. The walls themselves are painted like a white color.
Mm-hmm.
And the decorations, the curtains and such are a red or black cross design.
Okay, so it's kind of just more so a red and black room.
Yeah. She crosses over to the bed.
To cover up blood.
And she puts her hand on the bed, kind of feeling out the silk of the blankets, and she says, "You should rest comfortably. Do you need any help getting in?"
I think I got it for tonight, but tomorrow might be a different story.
But tomorrow we're going to be working together, very closely.
Well, that's a good thing then.
I think so. If she kind of comes up to you, puts her hand on your forehead. Do you need anything else?
No. Thank you.
She turns, hips sway a little bit, goes to the door and closes it behind her. What do you do?
I'm gonna lay on the back of my bed, just come sit on the edge, so kind of like fall back with my arms spread. I was like, wow, I'm gonna get myself in a lot of trouble. Uh-oh. I just know what's to come in my head. I'm like, this is not gonna be good, but fuck it, we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah. For the sake of, some time here and seeing as we are one person short, we're going to go ahead and cut to the next morning.
Okay, so this counts as a long rest then for me, correct?
And remember, anybody else, this would actually catch you up to Eddard's time, just so you know.
Okay, so I get a long rest.
Yeah,
correct?
Zoe and Fen are kind of like a day ahead of travel, so we're kind of filling in the gap.
Alright.
Hope, bring up your health. Take a full rest and heal yourself. It's been like that for a month. 2 months. Lafaye just role playing. Whenever she role plays, yeah, no, everything's absolutely fine. Meanwhile,
Oh, what the heck?
she's got like poison damage still going in her body.
Every disease known to man.
I'm Quagmire.
It's Dorzies.
Oh my god. That was terrible, dude. That was terrible.
High five.
Dorzies. No.
You have a Dorzies.
You can't go through doors.
No.
Doorphobia. I love it.
Just pretty glad he hasn't brought out the door mimic yet.
That needs to be a T-shirt. I caught the Dorzies. And it's just a picture of Lafaye going like this.
I got the Dorsey.
I played a game of Wax Luck and I lost.
Let's see. So the next morning, Hugh, you get up, knock on the door, right?
Yeah.
And you hear the voice from the other side. Good morning. I have a little bag of breakfast for you. It's all set up in a cantono. I think that's the right term for it, right?
Canteen?
No. Those little boxes where they put like rice and sushi into and all that.
Bento box?
A bento. There we go. I said it before any of you. I'm faster.
Right, I said it way before you. Me and
I'm
Fen
too
both
fast.
said it. Me and Fen saying bento, and you're like, oh, bento.
No, I got it. See, I got it. I'm too fast. I'm too fast.
No, or something. It ain't fast.
Dorzies. So yeah, you can hear her outside, like, trying to ramp you up. Do you open the door, or
I get up.
you're staying in bed?
Yeah. Yes, I get out.
Leaping out the window. Yeah, you open the door, and immediately you're greeted by a big hug.
Ooh.
Yeah, just right in your face. And she says, like, good morning. Are you excited to start our day?
I'm more excited to see you.
She reaches down, grabs a bag, and, like, gives it to you. And you see that it's like a cloth wrap, like the with the plaid design. Just tight wraps, and you can see a pair of chopsticks running through it.
Ooh. Fancy.
You can eat it now, here, or we can just go and we can start the day.
Yeah, let's head off. Let's go start our day.
Lovely. Yeah, he's gonna stab the sushi with a chopstick.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no etiquette. You just. So yeah, she like starts leading you down the hallway and down the steps, and as she's leading you, she's like, "Are you eating, by the way?"
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'll be picking it with my fingers because I don't know how to eat.
Yeah, no. When you start to eat it, she's like kind of like watching you, all excited. She goes, "Is it good? Is it yummy?"
It's
I fixed
delicious.
this part up here for you, and you can see that it looks like a sushi roll, but instead of having fish and stuff in it, it has like cream cheese and pieces of banana.
Oh, oh, take a bite. How does it taste, Effie? Tell me how does it taste? Is
It's
it
sweet. It's like a tangy, like almost like soy sauce, but it's like a sweet soy sauce flavor. I forget what the exact ingredients are for a banana a banana roll, but they put like
okay?
this drizzle over it. It's delicious. If you never tried it, it's awesome.
Remember the color?
Okay,
What?
then I'm
What?
What'd you say?
You remember the color?
The color? So the exterior, it has the wrap of seaweed, but then it has like white cream cheese, little bits of banana, like I said, and I think there's a piece of what's it called, avocado, in there as well, and then they layer some rice around it.
Okay.
Like as you bite it, that drizzle stuff they put on is what first hits you, and then when you bite into the banana with all the cream cheese and everything, ugh, fantastic. But yeah, she packs you. I know it sounds really weird. I was weirded out too, but I was like, I'll try it, and it was awesome.
I'm sitting here hesitant. I'm just shoving it in my mouth. I'm like, oh, this is good.
Hugh shoved the banana in his mouth.
It's cut into little. It's cut into little sushi rolls.
Fen stuffs meat in his mouth, so that's a little bit more stuff.
Oh my god, guys! All right, stop.
We have children watching.
Jeez.
I'm just saying, he's the one hunting meat.
As you guys start to go down the steps and go down the middle staircase, you notice that this large open lobby is there, right? I'd say like it's shaped like an oval. There's a statue in the center that looks like it's a representation of the Lord of the North.
Okay.
And standing around it, you see a bunch of shady-looking fellas, almost look military. You notice that like one of the guys standing amongst this group, this specific group, they all seem to be wearing these like straight black outfits, and instead of like armor or leathers, they seem to have these like heavy pads going across their chest, and they like watch you as you walk by. And amongst them, you notice that there is a Stormbane soldier, who like looks up at you and like looks away, almost in like disinterest. You also notice that there's this very large, tan-looking gentleman. His hair is done up into like a ponytail at the back, but the rest of his head is shaved. He stands around.
He's got a man bun.
Yeah, he stands around 6'8". He's not wearing a shirt. He's just wearing like this cloth, and a bunch of like chains and such hang off the bottom of his cloth. He also has a very large sword running across his back, and he's just kind of like watching you as you walk by, just his eyes tracing you. Meanwhile, Serena's just like dancing in the middle. We're going out to work. We're going out to work. Anybody want to say anything nice to me today? And then almost all at once, all the soldiers kind of go, "Oh, we love you, Serena. You're absolutely fantastic. You look great." And even the dude in the corner looks at her and goes,
The one guy in the back.
Just grunts.
"Huh?"
The one guy in the back.
Yeah, this is the one guy.
Do I recognize the Stormbane outfit from Eddard's
the army, the armor itself.
Okay, so I won't know him, but I'll know the sigils and stuff.
Yeah. So you hit the town, and like the open courtyard kind of just extends out and has like this dip on a road that's been paved from the entrance all the way down, wide enough to like kind of have carriages ride through, and then the gates are split open by two guards that pull them apart to allow you and Serena to go through, and then the rest of the town opens up in front of you, and that's where you kind of have a visual, realization that, oh my god, we're back in Sweetwater.
Okay.
You can smell the sea air. You can hear the seagulls off in the distance. The busyness of people. The Eastern culture kind of vibing. There's kids running around with kites along the streets. Some parents like scolding them, like, you know, you can't do that here. Go back out to the fields. Go find some open area. And very lively looking tone. The morning is kind of like cascading its bright radiance over all of you. Serena like has reached to her side bag and pulled out like her hat, ploofed it out and like put it on her head. So now she's like perfectly casted, you know, there's no harsh sun rays coming off of her. And she looks at you and she says, "First up, we gotta take care of the Jensen family."
Okay. Let's go.
Alright. So the Jensen family owns a little business out in the northern gates, and they're supposed to be paying some taxes. Of course, you know, that's our jobs, right? Let's just say the dad is a little too proud. Let's see. And she pulls out this form and she goes, 5,000 gold.
Jesus.
He's behind.
I can see that. You sure he's gonna have the money?
Well, if he doesn't have the money, we're gonna have to come up with something.
Okay.
I've seen you swing that hammer. Maybe you can take out a couple ankles today. Mr. Jensen's a real stubborn bastard of a man. But, you know, everyone's got to pay eventually.
Okay.
He's
going to do some bad things today.
Eventually, you guys reach the northern gates, and they let you through. And, you know, people kind of going in and out here. And sure enough, like, not too far out, you guys see that there's a... remember the stables where you guys bought the horses and everything?
Yeah.
You see those stables, and then across from it, you see what looks like a small, like, kind of like a small business, kind of run with, like, these little kiosk stands, and there's, like, young-looking men kind of, like, working them, and they're offering things out to people as they pass by, and they look like they're either bags of rice or other types of, like, goods. They don't seem like they're very doesn't seem like a very rich business. The boys themselves look kind of dressed like in basic, like, you know, clothing, not very clean, I would say.
Oh yeah.
They look very hard working though. You can tell, like, you know, the sweat on their brow, they're muscular, and people are kind of for the most part just passing them by as you guys approach. They both kind of like stiffen out, like freak, and notice that Serena is with you. And they're just like, oh, God, no. Hello, boys. You know what we're here for, so let's not make this any more complicated than it needs to be. And you see, like, one of them, like, his hair, like, kind of shaved down, kind of almost looks like he was a soldier at some point. He, like, steps up, and he has, like, a bag, and he's just like, look, I'm already stepping out of line right now. I had to take this money. That's all I have. And he holds out the bag, and she, like, shakes it in her hand, opens it, and she's just kind of staring into it for a moment. What are you doing while she's doing this?
I'm just kind of watching her more than anything, because maybe I can convince her that it's fine for this one time if he's a little short. Just trying to still stay in the public, or on the good side. Try not to be super overly brutal at the start, but enough to get my point across.
So are you, like, talking to her?
Well, we're gonna wait till what she says and then I'll respond.
Yeah, she's looking it over as she goes, you're looking a little short here. Maybe a little more than a little.
How much does he miss me?
Like, one of them, like, chimes in. He's like, listen, it's 3,500 gold left over. We're doing our best here. The business isn't as good since Dad got sick. Okay, you know that. Got sick last month. The 2 months before, couldn't work because he wasn't feeling good. I'm starting to think your dad is holding out on us, and this should have been paid a while ago. And you're telling me that your business isn't running well? Where'd the money come from? And like the two of them look at each other, like a little freaked out to say the truth.
I've been doing some side jobs. Doesn't have all the money doesn't have to come right from the business. You should know this. They could have gone on an adventure or helped out in some fields.
That means there was money. So you were working the whole time, and your dad had
Does it? No,
a debt to
no.
pay?
That doesn't mean they're getting paid well. You forget about this.
She like turns to like
Cheap
a few.
labor is cheap pay. I would know.
She like turns to look at you and she says, "Are you making excuses for them not having the money?"
I'm trying to be logical about this.
Oh, baby. And she like turns and she like smacks one of the guys. And he like clutches his face, and when he pulls away, you notice that he's got like these scars going across his cheek. That's one.
How'd you get those scars?
And you do notice there's like a little bit of blood dripping off of her hand.
Oh, I don't like this, but fuck.
That's
All
the
right.
first one, right, Todd? Do we need to do it again? And Todd, the guy clutching his face, he's just kind of like squeezing it, and he's just like, still bleeding. God. And the other one, he's like steps between them, and she's like kind of looking up at him, smiling. Hugh, take care of this.
Alright. I'm just gonna hit him in the stomach really hard.
Falls to his knees. Oh, God.
I whisper in his ears. I look at Serena and look at her, pretend like I'm gonna say something really messed up, but I say, I'm so sorry. And that's what you get for not paying your taxes.
You hit him?
Yeah, I hit him. But it's a sincere, like, I'm sorry.
Make an intimidation check. Yeah, like as soon as you hit him that second time, he falls to his side, and like his brother like kind of like covers him over, and you notice that the scars on his face, they continue bleeding.
Okay.
So where's the rest of it? We don't have any more. Please, that should cover what our father owed. We'll make up the rest. We just need a little more time. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Are you convinced? And she looks over at you.
I'm convinced. As much as I hate to say it, I believe they're telling us the truth.
Make a persuasion check on Serena.
$15.
Alright. With a 15, she's kind of looking at you. And looks at them. I didn't realize you were going to be the good guy here. And then she takes out their form and makes a note. When can you pay it? And the two guys look up. End of the week. End of the week. You don't even have to give us the month. End of the week, we'll have it. And you notice like one of the guys looking over, like the guy with the scars, he looks over at his brother, and he's just kind of like shaking his head, like, what the fuck did you just say? But the other guy seems convinced in, saying that we can have the money.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we can let it off for now. Hope business is good for the rest of the day. And she like leads you off, and she's looking at the list. That's gonna take a little while to get out to. We'll do that one last. The rest of these are close by, and we can do it pretty quickly. You ready to go?
Let's go. Yep.
Yeah, like she like walks back with you towards the northern gates, and she like takes one of your hands and she swings it. She's kind of like leaning down like this a little bit. It's so nice to have somebody actually come out to work with me. Usually on my own.
People kind of seem a little scared of you.
I mean, aren't you?
No. Huh.
That's because you haven't felt my scratch yet. And like she scratches your neck, and you kind of feel like this tingling sensation go down your spine. But
It's a
you
light
guys,
scratch.
you guys go off into the city or into the town, and from there, we're gonna go ahead and take our 15-minute break now.
All right.
Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
And when we come back, let's see, we've been working on Hugh
You're
for
in
a minute. Huh?
No.
What?
Hugh is in a scenario.
Oh yeah. Wait till you see the setup. Let's see here. All right, 15-minute break, guys. Go ahead and mute your microphones. We'll reconvene with Eddard when we come back. Okay. Alright. Is everybody back?
No.
Oh. God, guys. Let's see here. I know you messaged me. Just deduct 50 gold, Lafaye. Just deduct 50 gold for me. And, yeah, just make them medium potions. 2 medium potions.
Oh, that's right. We were supposed to be making less.
Woo!
Forgot.
It's okay. Yeah, you guys have been out in the market for about an hour. Going around collecting, potions and rations for a possible trip. Reeza's like been eating at every food stand possible, to the point where even Ona is like clutching her stomach, and she looks over at you. Oh, I can't eat another bite, Dad. And Reeza's just like, I'll save it for later. And she puts like what looks like a bunch of like chickens, like chicken bites in her bag. And Lafaye, you notice that she doesn't like put them in a protective case or a bag or anything. It's just straight drops them into her bag.
He's gonna grab a bag. Reeza.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should put them in here.
God, I feel like I'm going through some sort of like growth spurt or something. Is this my back, my arms? Everything aches! And I'm hungry! I need some blood! And like some of the people walking by like get scared as they pass her. Like, what the fuck?
Has Eddard noticed that she's gotten bigger or something?
Yeah, you notice that she's kind of like, her muscles look a little more toned. She looks a little bit taller. She's actually like close to your height now. Where she was kind of like maybe half a foot shorter than you before. She's starting to like level up a little bit.
Okay.
You asked.
Lafay's just gonna take all the chicken and just like the chicken bites and just put it in the bag and just hand it to her.
Yeah, Ona's looking around and she's like clutching her stomach. She's like, ugh, we gotta get back to the castle. We gotta get going back to find the others, right? And they're still out there. Oh.
One thing I would say is, like, as we're going around the city and everything, Eddard probably would have been asking around to see if there's someone that can like locate people.
Make a investigation. Roll it twice, like you've been like kind of walking around asking people. Yeah, so like roll it once.
So there's a 15 and a 14.
15 and a 14, people just kind of like wave you off or just kind of shake their heads like, no, you might be looking for like a bounty hunter or something.
More like someone that can just pinpoint where someone is.
This one guy, like, who's playing dominoes with his friends over here, so he's like, ah! A private eye! No, none of those around here, sorry. And he continues to play.
Okay, thanks for nothing.
No problem! Queenie is, like, kind of, like, leaning into Lafay's bag, grabbing some of the chicken bites and eating them discreetly.
Wait, you said Queenie's taking the bite?
You don't notice it.
She rolled it.
Bruh.
You want me to roll her investigation?
Yeah,
Or
no,
not,
just-
what, sneak?
I don't
Stealth.
even hear the little chomping or anything.
He's gonna roll stealth. What's your natural perception?
It is. Hang on. Wait, where's it at? Oh my gosh.
Oh, something tells me she just did amazingly.
I'm so sorry. Where can I find that?
So that's a dirty 20.
I feel like he beat it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he.
Yeah, no, Queenie's just like grabbing chicken and you don't even notice. But yeah, you guys are traversing back towards the castle, I assume? Where are we headed?
Are we already in the capital?
You're in the capital, but you're not at the castle. The capital
Oh.
is the entire city.
Lafaye, did you have anything else?
Wait, what?
Did you have anything else? Is there anything you want to do, say?
No, she's just trying to like look for like the rest of the people. Look, she's like looking around and everything. Unaware that Queenie's eating the chicken bites.
Okay, so I guess we're heading back over to the castle. How's Ona doing?
Nona looks tired and full, and she's like kind of like clutching her stomach. She sees you, she's just like, "We're gonna hit the road soon. I need some water."
Yeah, as soon as we know where everyone's at, we'll get going.
What are we gonna do about that? It's been a whole like night, and we've been here the whole time. I feel like we're just settling in. Are we on vacation?
This is a vacation to you?
I mean, there's been a lot of food.
Oh no, let's just get somewhere comfortable for you, and we'll try to figure out where everyone's at, okay?
Okay.
They'll take her over to like the old dungeon initiative like offices, I guess they were.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were.
It's like the old base. Yeah, northern end of the castle, there was this open area next to the garden. The double doors come open, and you see like a plume of like smoke just kind of come out. And when you look inside, you see that it's almost like everything got stripped. Remember how Binwin had the like the science experiment table, like the science table?
Yeah.
With all the little intricate toys and things and set up?
Yeah.
All that's been dismantled, and it's just a table sitting there with a chair next to it. And the bleachers that were like kind of like the pull-outs and stuff, they're all pulled out and just kind of like circling the room. The doors to the different rooms kind of still there, but you definitely have this air of abandonment, like this place was cleared out and just not touched again in a while.
I would say like just from like looking around, like Eddard does kind of get like a quick little flashback there of like the original group like coming together in that room, where he just kind of starts carrying out over to where like his old room was there.
Gotcha.
Get her comfortable in there. I'm assuming everything's cleared out in that room also.
Yeah, like the blankets and everything on the bed, like looks like they made the beds, but it's gathered dust over the tops of it, so when you go to shake it, it's like this huge plume. Ona's just kind of like, oh, I'm getting itchy just thinking about it. Ona's just kind of like, you know, like dusting things off, and she goes over, she like tries to slide open the window. She's like, well, this is stupid. Why is this here? What is it with these castles and their stained glass windows?
I just kind of look through the window to see if there's any hole beneath.
Yeah, no, you can't really see very well out this window.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna try to carefully break it a bit so air can flow through there then.
You made this face like, what?
Yeah, you start to, and it just like the bottom corner just shatters down.
Yeah.
And you can kind of like see straight out across the garden area and stuff like that.
It won't be so stuffy now.
She like lays down with her head like just under the window. She's like super fast asleep.
Yeah.
Out in
I'm
the.
assuming it was just me and Ona that came over here, right?
I would
Or did
assume
Lafaye
they all came
follow
together
or go
because
somewhere else.
I would assume that they all followed because Reeza's in that middle room, kind of looking around, and she's just like, "What is this place?"
Lafaye, that's you.
Damn it. Yeah, what? Jeez, where are we?
I need you to like pay attention, okay?
Okay.
Do you remember the old initiative base where the original group was in? On the back of the castle. That's where Jim Dark Magic and Omen Drawn showed up to introduce you guys to the initiative.
I think so.
So it's a circular room with
Tavern.
multiple doors on either side. There's a main door that leads in and a main door that leads into the castle. At the middle of this room, it seems like there's like bleachers that pull from the walls and kind of create seating arrangements for everybody to sit in this meeting. If you're remembering back, it's where Jim Dark Magic appeared out of thin air on his broom and did a whole presentation about Acquisition Incorporated and how the initiative base was created.
I remembered that part.
That's where you guys are right now. You're in that room. But it's emptied out. Did you pay attention to that part?
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay. Yeah, you've been here before, and Reeza's asking, what is this place? As Eddard's putting Ona to bed.
It's where the Dungeon Initiative was created. It's the old base.
That's freaking cool. She like looks around. Does
Pretty
he have like?
empty. There used to be a bunch of stuff here, like a broom.
Does it have secret tunnels that lead into the castle?
Probably not. Although I do not know. It's a good question.
She like runs off to like one of the rooms, and you can hear her like kind of digging around in there. The wolves have kind of like settled outside in the garden along with Queenie. So what are you guys all doing?
Eddard would be in the room there with Ona. And after getting herself tucked in and everything, they'll kind of just like find a corner for him there. Kind of remembering back from like about over a year ago, before they got to Mudlock for the first time. He remembers how like the Raven Queen did send him a vision of the place before they ever went there. He's gonna try to commune with her to see if maybe she can do that again.
Make a religion check.
Advantage or disadvantage? Anything like that?
Do it with advantage because you're familiar with this now and.
Actual one, so 17.
17 on that.
You're kind of like in this meditative state, but you haven't exactly connected to anything just yet. You might be in a mantra state, reaching out, asking, "Are you there?" or "Can you hear me?" But at the moment, it doesn't seem like you're getting a response.
He'll pretty much just kind of remain there for a little while and just kind of leaving himself open to like her presence if she ever shows up.
Okay. Lafaye, what are you doing?
She's gonna like look around for a bit. She is very curious though if there's like the same broom, like that flying broom.
You're curious about what?
Like if like some of the stuff that like when she was there are still there, like the broom and everything.
No, the place has been cleared out. The table where Binwin's experiments were are dismantled and removed and probably taken somewhere into the castle or thrown out. Nowhere to be seen. It's a pretty sad thing to be here. You are recollecting, Goblin's jokes and retorts back at Jim. The odd yet professional business approach that Binwin has with you guys. Straightforward shooter, but with like unprofessional commentary at times. The bad language between him and Jim, and even Binwin. Exousia kind of giving this I don't care attitude at the time. Johnny wondering what he's getting himself into. Eddard angry. you just have this every memory of Eddard you have is just Eddard just angry for some reason.
This is my happy face.
Yeah, she's gonna of course look for Reeza and make sure she's not doing anything she's not supposed to.
Yeah, when you go into the room, you see that Reeza has like fallen out of the bed and she's just passed out as well.
She'll
Dust and all, she's laying on this dirty bed.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh. She's gonna shake her head like, oh boy. She's gonna try and like pull her out of bed and try to go to like a cleaner one.
No, there's no. You go into another room and it's another dusty room. You can dust it off for her.
The entire place has been abandoned.
Yeah.
Which means nothing is clean.
She's just gonna like. She's gonna get on the bed and just sit there and just look at her like, and kind of just like lean against her.
Jeez. Yeah, she
Like,
continues to sleep.
You are just something.
Eddard, go ahead and make another religion check.
Advantage again? Or?
Yeah, that's fine.
I imagine nothing there.
13.
Unfortunately, no. So, Eddard, while you're in this state, you're trying to like focus, clear your mind, do everything that people normally tell you to do. It doesn't seem to be
Eddard's
working.
not really used to it still.
Yeah, you're just gonna be there for a minute trying to do this. So, look
Probably
back.
at least until I have to do like another religion check.
I got you in the next one. Why is my nose trying to kill me right now? Yeah. So, Fen and Zoe traveling with the group.
Yes.
You are now in a much more lively looking forest. No mist cascading over all of you. No weird noises in the distance other than natural wildlife as far as you can tell.
Was I able to get that deer?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You and the team, you and Edgar went off and took care of it. All right, sorry about that, guys.
You're okay.
Yeah, you do come back with the deer. You guys are still traveling a little bit. It's close to like midday at this point. Let's see. Eris, looking over at you, Zoe, says, "We're not too far off now. We're getting so close."
You said that earlier.
I know, but like, sense of time and all that stuff is a little bit. And then you see it spaz out and fall to the floor. And this one seems to kind of go on for a moment.
Nice things.
Plumes of green emanate off of Eris. You can kind of see its skeletal form for a second.
She's gonna kneel down quickly towards him and place her hand on him, trying to like soothe him right now.
So, when you place your hand on him, you feel like that contrasting battle within him, right?
Yeah.
The flame flickers back to his normal color and then kind of flickers green again, and eventually kind of like shakes it off and kind of lays there and looks up at you. "I'm sorry."
You okay?
Whatever is happening, that one hurt. We're almost there. And Eris like stumbles up on his feet and turns in the direction that he's taking you guys and slowly walks.
She scooped him up into her arms.
Just keep going. Okay.
She's gonna start walking the path where he was about to start walking.
Yeah, you continue to walk next to him, and Sam and the others are kind of following close by, and Sam's like, "What was that about, Fen?"
I think it's the balance between things right now.
I've seen that before. That green flicker.
Where?
A while back when I was at home. I went to go blow the candle out. I swear I saw a flicker of green in there. I didn't want to blow it out after that. Just didn't feel right. I really wish Father T was around.
I don't know, but it's just this subsiding feeling right now. I think realistically, whatever's happening here, she needs to do this. And I think it's for all of us.
Zoe, you see Eris raise his head, and he like points it straight south, and he says, "There it is." And you see these two large oak trees, kind of like twin-like, standing on either side of what looks like a crevice that goes into the earth. We have to go in there.
Into the crevice.
Mm-hmm.
Want me to go into the crevice?
Well, you brought your friends. And you have me.
Gonna look at Fenrir.
Hey, whatever happens, we're here.
Crevice.
Something
like-
first that I climbed into that was weird.
She like hops down, or he hops down. Sorry. Jeez, I've been doing so good tonight. He hops down and like kind of like stumbles towards the direction of the crevice and looks back at the rest of you and says, "You have to take off your shoes."
Fenrir just kind of like looks at his feet.
Sam and the others are just, "Excuse me? You have to take off your feet."
You have
Take off our
Your
feet.
shoes. Your shoes. I hate you guys. I hate tonight. I'm going to sleep. We need to start playing in the morning.
Time to get the
Sorry,
bone
I
saw.
got work tomorrow.
Time to get the bone saw.
Right. She's just gonna look at them. Please. This is a really important place that shouldn't be tarnished.
Sam looks at the others and just says, "Alright, let's do it, night knockers." And they all start to take off their shoes.
Your feet?
One of the guys has hooves.
They're just gonna walk with the bones.
Once they're all ready, they've packed their shoes and they're kind of looking confused, looking at you now, Zoe. And Sam just goes, "Alright, boss, lead the way."
They notice that she's actually taking off the clogs that are like tied to her paws. And her like toes just like stretch out as if she hasn't taken them off for a while.
Eris sees them and he goes, "Toe beans."
Get Eric.
Nudges your toes with his
You
nose.
do know you have toe beans too.
Rolls back.
She just rolls her eyes and starts walking towards the crevice. Boy.
Fenrir's kind of like, good thing I don't wear shoes.
Hey. Zoe, make a wisdom save.
Sasuke, give me your paw. Give me your toe bean, Sasuke.
And roll it with advantage because you have Eris there with you.
Alright.
Ooh.
A 21.
21.
The other roll was an 11.
With a 21, the closer you get to the opening, right, you see that it kind of like dips down kind of sharp and then extends out, kind of going downhill further and further. And you notice that it seems to kind of go off into the forest, kind of trailing like this crevice, this opening goes on for a while. And as you're stepping into it, you realize that it goes deeper and deeper into the earth to the point where you can't see past the point. But Eris like runs up in front of you and says, "I'm here with you. You ready?
As I'll never be.
Let's go." And he starts to walk ahead of you. And it's here that you notice that your vision kind of blurs for a moment. And you notice that Eris has returned to that like spiritual form versus having like that kind of physicality while he's walking around with you. He's just a ball of flame now in the shape of a fox. And when you guys are walking through, Zoe, you can see like the rock faces on either side. They kind of glisten a little bit. Almost like you're seeing like this shiny sheen over everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the deeper you guys go, the stronger this connection to Eris becomes. And you become aware of what feels like other spirits around you. You can hear voices, but can't understand their distorted words. They're not menacing or instilling fear. They seem as gentle as Eris is. Fen and the others, you're kind of just walking through this crevice on guard. There's the shuffle of your feet against the cool stone under you. And Fen, you notice that like as you guys are walking, it only gets smoother and smoother, and it almost starts to feel like marble under your feet. But it's stone. Sam and the others are kind of looking around, and it's like, something don't feel right about this place.
Fenrir's going to take a look behind them, just in case.
Make a perception check.
A 10.
You see where you guys came from. And the deeper you guys go, the further away you get from that entrance. And Zoe?
Yes.
Those voices kind of start to quiet down until you hear one singular voice reaching out to you. And it's not a familiar voice, but it's a very welcoming, sweet voice that you hear. And it says, "Zoe Nalani, you have finally come to the grove to restore the spirit, to reconnect those who are lost. This is the beginning of your destiny." And as you guys journey deeper and deeper, we cut back to Hugh. Hugh.
Hello.
For the better part of this day, you have spent it harassing a bunch of people.
Oh, you're my favorite.
The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is having Serena there to help you with it. And
oh, yay, that's one rainbow.
in this time, you've seen Serena go from super sweet and bubbly to just dark and sinister with people. Some people she's hung upside down with magic, as you're learning quickly that she's some sort of sorcerer.
Okay. It's a neat trick you could do there.
She lets the guy drop, counts the money in her hand. It becomes nothing after a while. They just can't resist me. See?
I mean,
See you tomorrow, Bob. And he's just like, bye, Serena. And he's like got blood on his head from where she dropped him. And he's like getting up.
God.
Some of his kids are running over to help him up. You're a bitch! We hate you! And she's just continuing to count her coins.
Oh my god. He's ruthless.
So leans over to you, drops a couple coins in your hand. That's your pay for the day, by the way. And she just handed you a cut of 800 gold.
Oh, Jesus.
And if we do this last one, we're gonna get a bonus. Doesn't that sound good? She stretches.
I like
as
bonuses.
I stretch. Yeah, boomers. What did you say?
I like bonuses.
Well,
I like money.
it is getting close to dinner. We can do two things. One of them is my favorite. We can go have dinner first, and then go take care of the people up north. Or we can just go straight there, finish the day, and then have dinner after.
What would you prefer?
I just said I'd love to eat right now. I'm hungry.
Then let's go eat.
Hugh, she leans in. I'm hungry. And you notice this look in her eye.
Let's eat.
And yeah, we'll cut to the two of you at a restaurant, and they serve up this large plate of food in front of you guys. And it looks like a what do they call it? Potluck?
Oh yeah.
A pot, no, hot pot. Hot pot is what they call it. So they got the noodles on the side, the veggies, and the meat gets added in fresh, and she's like stacking the meat in the center and like swirling it around in the broth. And she's like, oh my god, I haven't eaten like this in so long. You've been to one of these, right? And there's like a guy off in the background chopping up different types of meats and fish, serving it up to people, doing little hand tricks with them. And they're like cheering them on. Yeah.
No, I haven't been to one of these.
Oh, they're so home-like. Everybody here is so kind and nice. Hi. And like some of the people behind like the restaurant tables are like, hey, Serena. And she's just like all happy, giddy. Picks up some of the noodles, plates it, adds some broth, and then she just starts eating it up. So how's your first day?
Yeah. Interesting.
Cannibal
Can't
type
say
city.
I've used this yet.
What? Work?
Well, the kind of work I do is a lot more of killing monsters more so than anything. Rather than fighting Texas.
That sounds so interesting. Tell me more. And she like leans in. She's like slurping up some of the noodles.
I tell her about my previous adventures, quote unquote, and I kind of exaggerate them a little bit.
Oh, so you killed a demigod all on your own?
I had a little bit of help, but it was mostly me.
That's amazing. And the way you flew through your whole body across the battlefield is incredible. Your strength must be out of this world. And she like grabs your muscles real quick and then realizes what she's doing, bites her lip and goes back to her bowl. Over in the corner, you hear a guy, huh?
It just Fenn's voice in the back of his head. You fucking liar.
You fucking piece of shit.
You hear like one of the chefs in the corner. He's just like, oh my god, the egg. Oh, the egg. And like when you look over, he's got like this little toy chicken that he puts on the table. It's a baby chicken! And everybody's like, ah, going wild over the baby chicken toy, and it just jumps around the table. And she leans in, puts her head on your shoulder. I wish we didn't have to go. It's a bit of a walk. But I also like money.
Money is nice.
Maybe. maybe we can relax after?
I think we could do that.
She like grabs your hand under the table. I knew I brought home one I could keep.
Ooh.
I don't even
I'm
have to use
blushing.
my spells on you. Fantastic.
What spell?
Red flag.
What happened? You going to bed? Or you just playing? Okay. Okay. Yeah, she does this, and yeah, what do you do?
Oh, sorry, my phone was off. What'd she?
No,
Make a little,
yeah, she took your hand under the table and is getting
Oh.
all flirtatious with you. And
well,
she
I'm a
says,
giggle.
I know how you're just trying to be nice to people and all, but you know, we might have to do a little more than break a couple bones tonight. You know that, right?
What do you mean by break more than a couple bones? You intend that I unalive somebody?
Maybe. I think it would make tonight's activities much more interesting.
Serena, do you get off on pain of others?
She bites her bottom lip.
Oh, she's a dom.
And she
Oh,
kind of
God.
goes, a little bit.
Noted.
See, there was a couple of people that used to work for Mr. North. They went out on a job one day, and we noticed that they have been taking money aside and paying it themselves. Now that they're not around, me and you have to go figure out why they haven't been paying, and maybe even have to find out who's been protecting them.
Okay. I think I could get behind that.
That sounds so good.
Correction, Hugh. She is a sadist.
I don't care what she is, she's fucked up, and I'm kind of into it.
Um,
I'm horny.
A man of culture.
Man of culture.
Yes. You're not a closeted sociopath. No.
I'll have you know I have a note here for Zoe and Fen that just says, enter the crevice.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
I knew it. Finally.
So like having spent this time with Serena here, you understand the gist of the job you're getting into. She looks you over and she says, "You ready to go?"
Let's go.
She puts a couple of gold on the table, says her thank yous to the people behind the counter. As you turn away, make a quick perception check for me.
Pull life out of my butt. 9. I don't see none.
Nope. You are focused on the posterior walking ahead of you. She leads you out into the town. You notice that it's starting to get dark out. I'd say it's around like 7 p.m. at this time, and you guys start your journey to the northern gate. You go through and you start to head north of Sweetwater. Along the way, she's kind of quiet. You notice that she's like cleaning up her fingernails, kind of looking herself over. She had taken her hat off and tucked it away, and she now has it like tied back into these like two pigtails.
I'm drooling over this, as you know.
Hmm?
I'm drooling over this, as you know. So what's the next for that P?
1 second, guys. I'm just finishing up a note here.
Alright.
Real quick. Alright, so while you guys are walking together, Hugh, she's looking over that list, and you notice that she's crossed off all the names you guys have worked on. And you can make a perception if you want to look over at the form. But other than that, she's kind of keeping it herself, reading a couple of notes and stuff like that.
18.
You're kind of looking over, and you notice that the name is next to what is written as Red Farmhouse, Small Home, 2 residents, Zolo family.
Do I recollect that name, the Zolo family?
Make a history check.
Oh no.
17.
With a 17, you do remember the Zolo family. You, in fact, remember Henry and Julie Zolo.
Oh no.
And on top of that notation, not only do you notice the farmhouse Zolo family, you also notice there's a notation in red that says, has a giant.
Oh no.
Proceed with caution.
Quick.
Proceed with caution. Oh no.
She like rolls up the paper, tucks it away in her bosom, looks over at you, just smiles. Ah, isn't it a beautiful night? And she twirls around.
Yeah, very. I kind of get hesitant. I'm hesitant when I say, "Oh yeah, very beautiful night," because I know what's about to come. And Hugh's head, he doesn't like that.
It's nice and cool here, and the clouds are clear at this time. You know, no mist like there would be over at the forest, which currently, by the way, quote unquote, around this time is when Fen would be fighting with the Night Knockers. Estimate time.
Okay,
but yes,
okay.
traveling next to her, she's just all serene and happy. And she's like, first let's start by casting a cone of silence around us. So that way we can be nice and private in the bedroom. Are you allergic to any sort of leathers?
No.
Perfect.
You better get pegged.
Hey, watch it. You don't get that. You don't flow that way. I don't know what you and Zoe do in the bedroom, but you don't.
Alright,
Hey, no, it doesn't have to do with leathers.
oh god.
Yeah, they're gonna argue over who gets picked.
Yeah, I know who gets pegged the hardest.
No, I get picked
Say
first.
You, what he's got.
Let's be real. Hugh could probably take it better than Fen. Fen would cry.
Shut up, guys. Oh my god. Retain control. Retaining control.
Never.
Serena Impaler.
So, do you have any commentary to make on what's going on right now?
No, I'm just kind of going with the flow at the moment until we get to the house.
Yeah, going down the road, you have this aching feeling in your stomach, and the closer you guys get, the more it's kind of like, you know, hitting you in realization. Make a religion check for me, Eddard, please.
Why Eddard? What's Eddard doing?
He's trying to pray to the Raven Queen.
Oh god, please get him. Eddard just knows from inside. Hugh needs protection.
I'm
Oh god, please help him.
D&D Beyond right now.
Would you have like just stuck to like an hour of time doing this?
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Okay, solid.
Hold on. Okay, it finally loaded up. Jesus. Advantage again.
Yeah.
That's good. What is that? Okay, that's nothing.
Okay. Ona like wakes up and she like yawns and stretches. Like the ray of light hitting her face just kind of like annoys her, and she turns over and sees you, and she's just like, "Is it morning?"
A new day yet?
No, it hasn't. It's been like an hour. She took like an hour long nap.
It's only been 1 hour.
Oh, good. Did we figure out how we're gonna get back?
I have an idea, but it's kind of hard for me to get in contact with her right now.
You mean the Raven Queen, don't you?
Yeah.
Maybe we can try together. What?
Probably would help a lot better right now.
Yeah, Ona says that maybe we can try to help each other. And then what was your response?
Close your eyes. Hold on a second. Just trying to. Wait, what are you doing? Sit up. Yeah, I said sit up. I didn't say go to sleep.
Guys, come on. We got other people waiting.
Stop. Okay, that's it.
What was the last thing you want to say again? Sorry.
She offered to help you. Or maybe you guys can pray together.
You're probably a lot better than this than me, so maybe two of us will be better than me doing it myself.
She like sits down in front of you, cross-legged, and she says, "I can help. If you think she can help, maybe she can help. So I'm gonna try."
Should I roll also, or?
Yeah.
It just progressively gets worse. No, fuck. It was almost a natural 20, and then it landed on 2.
So, let's see. I'll find something here. So, she closes her eyes. You kind of like are working on this, maybe eventually kind of like peeking over at her, you know, as you're not connecting.
Yeah.
She kind of like is like zoned out.
She's in the zone.
And then her eyes open and they're pitch black. Have you requested me, Eddard?
They're just kind of sitting there for much, like, what the fuck?
She is in no pain. In fact, I'm speaking to her right now.
This is kind of a strange way for you to get in for you to contact them. I was hoping you could help us out with locating our friends.
I may be able to offer some insight for her. Are you well? Says Ona's face with this disembodied voice.
What do you mean?
It has been some time since we last communicated. Me and the other gods have been busy, needless to say. In the recent days. How have you been?
It's stressful coming back to witness the results of me messing with time.
Ah, yes. I did tell you we would all see each other again. The result of that day is quickly coming. I will help you find your way. And Ona's eyes close, and she kind of like snaps out of it. And she's like, she has 2 doggies! She has 2 little doggies! She told me not to tell anybody, but I had to tell you.
I swear, Ona right now is literally me when I'm told not to tell anybody anything.
So I just experienced a creepy moment with the Raven Queen talking to me through Ona, and Ona just got to see puppies.
She got to hang out with the Raven Queen for a little bit.
That's fun. Okay.
I mean, that's the best outcome.
Alright, guys. As a result of Vi not being here, we are going to condense the time. So, this is what happens. Ona goes, she has 2 doggies! And then they were playing around and rolling around the ground, and I got to fluff them. They're so sweet and cute! Oh my god, I can squeeze them all day!
Okay, Ona.
Oh.
I need you to focus for a moment.
She told me I have to do this. And then she puts her thumb to your forehead. And as soon as she does this, are you willing to let her do it, or are you gonna stop her? Like,
A little surprised about when she silently puts her thumb to my forehead, but yeah, I'll let her do it.
yeah, she touches your forehead, and then suddenly, like, you have this, like, almost this, like, sight of traveling through that forest, and you see Red, which I don't think you've met him, but you see a man dressed in a red leather outfit, and next to him you recognize Yuri, who's looking kind of, like, distraught traveling with this guy. And we cut over to... Stop. Throw it away. We cut over to a quick flash of Fen and Zoe currently walking through, like, this crevice in the earth, and it seems to be getting darker and darker the more they travel into it. And you see Sam and the others kind of looking over at each other, and they look worried and concerned, and they follow after. And you notice at the back of the group that one of the Night Knockers, he's like looking at the rest of them as they all go in, and then he looks back and looks down, and he's holding something, and then he looks back at the rest of the group. It flashes forward into the crevice, and it becomes black for a moment, and then you see a pulsing red and green flash of fire, and then you hear a voice shouting, "No! Don't go down there!" "I have to. It's for you. Baba boy!" And it like echoes in your head. And as we cut over to Fen and Zoe actually going into the caverns, you guys notice that it gets tighter with the space, the ceiling kind of closing in on you guys as you guys making your way through this wet cave. The fox spirit continuing to bounce around. Zoe, he looks back at you, and you see a flash of green pass over its head, and then it just kind of smiles back at you and like dips off into the cavern. And we get over to Hugh, who's walking with Serena, and she looks at you and she's like, "Here we are. You ready?" And Hugh, as you look through the cobblestone road leading all the way to the end, you see the sign pushed into the ground that reads, "Just speak Baba Booey."
Oh no.
And as you guys begin your approach, that's where we end the session.
Oh no.
Quick question: who the hell said don't go in there?
You just hear voices and flashes and stuff like that. There's going to be more that we're going to elaborate when we come
Are
back
they
to.
distinguishable? Like, no, like, do I recognize them, or is it just like?
Nope.
Random. Oh.
Okay.
Let's do that part out.
That looks like it.
All right, guys. After discussion, if you guys want, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Catch you all next Sunday.
Alright.